Born from the fire of battle and grit, a Marine with a mic, he's not gonna quit. Leather and lore, a scholar with steel, telling the tales to make us all feel. From Viking halls to the stars we roam, every story's a map, every myth a home. This is the Skaldcast.
Welcome to the Skaldcast. I'm your host, Bart Hisel, and this is my guest, Tim Letch.
Hi.
He's actually my pastor. He's a great guy.
Oh,
Great
don't be
musician.
telling them lies, man.
Oh, it's not a lie. Great musician.
Oh.
So Tim actually has his own podcast, and I wanted to talk to him a little bit about that. So how long have you had your podcast?
Oh, I've been doing it for 3 years now. And it's off and on. It depends on when we have the time to actually get it down. But we went pretty regularly for the first year and a half, 2 years, pretty much every other week. It's called the PT podcast because that's what
Pastor
they call
Tim.
me. Yeah, that's what they call me. PT.
Yeah.
I don't like labels, but that's stuck with me for 30 years in ministry, PT. So
I usually call you PT, so it's
That's-
probably pretty weird when you hear me call you Tim.
yeah, there's not very many people in my experience that have ever called me Tim, except for maybe my mom and my wife. And if they say Tim, I'm either in trouble or I need to go hide someplace. Or Timothy, that's the other one, Timothy. Yeah. Nobody wants to be called that.
No,
But we call it P, and it's just it's a format of, we have a subject that we talk about, and we kind of topic tag around that and try to hit it directly at points from different perspectives to give everybody kind of a holographic understanding. I usually have a panel of people, me and three other people. And what started was it was three guys and one girl. And then that changed, and we had a couple guests on there that were, people that were friends of mine or things like that. And then we go into that other panel again. And then we finally found a continual panel for a good year and a half. And we stuck with that. And then we took a pretty long break. We had some drama.
Yes.
And then after the drama, we came back with another panel, which is a really good panel as well. And those are the newer podcasts. And then just time hasn't permitted to do a whole lot more, but it's a great fun thing to do when you're trying to get a point across, but not just one perspective. You get, different perspectives from different people. And I chose not to do video because I'm not a big fan of my ugly face, but
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
but I definitely think, radio wise, when people turn it on in their cars or, can, listen to it at their leisure, wherever they're at, we got pretty good response with it. So I like it. It's a fun format.
Now, I haven't listened to all the episodes, but
What?
I think-
why am I even doing this podcast?
As far as podcast goes, you're one of like 3 podcasts that I've actually listened to.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
The other 2 were actually just
So which one did you listen to?
the first couple.
Okay, before Groove On.
Yeah.
The one
I
that-
think one of the more latter ones I might have listened to. I just don't have the best memory in the world.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. The older I get, the less I remember, and the more I want to not remember.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, but I also had the whole bump on the noggin thing.
Yeah, I knew that. Yep.
So, in your podcasts, what topics do you guys cover?
Well, I mean, anything from we keep it about Christian life, trying to bring in some perspective that isn't real religious, because I'm not a big religious guy. I am a Jesus guy. I am a people guy. And so I kind of want to blend the two together and be like, okay, so how does this practically engage the person where they're at so that they're not, being thumped over the head with a Bible, as much as they are challenged to live in a way that is good, not only for them, good for the Lord, but also good for the people that are around them. So we talked anything from, I guess one of the first ones that we did was I had my grandparents on,
Mhm.
and they talked about radical protection, and they were on a missionary journey in Jamaica, of all places. And there was something violent that had happened right before they got there, and they talked about just a really miraculous thing that happened in Jamaica on that trip, and it was really dream. That was a real popular one. My most popular one though was I did one on cussing,
Yeah.
and we went through the 10 most popular cuss words. And I guess the reason why this one was so salacious, I guess,
Yeah.
was that we actually said the words on the podcast. We and it was very uncomfortable for all of us. We were all, squirming in our
I
seats.
think
And
that's one of the ones that I actually
oh,
listened
did
to.
you?
Yeah.
Well, we got a call from another pastor, local pastor, who was pretty upset with us that he only listened to the first half. Now, you need to understand that this podcast was probably 2.5 hours long, and so we had the first half of it that was just defining what these words were.
Yeah.
And then the next part was going, okay, what makes the word bad? What is it that makes, and what we all boiled it down to was obviously if it's just words, if who gets to define what words are bad? And people say, well, it's a cultural thing, and then that can always be ever changing.
Yeah.
I could say corn and mean exactly what I mean when I say crap, or I can say corn and mean exactly what I mean when I say another word. So I said it really has to do with the heart and how you're utilizing the word, and that's what we were trying to get across, is that most of scripture isn't about the legality of it, it's the relational aspects of your relational aspect of the word, or
Yeah.
how you're relating to the word. And so if I'm abusive with my language and I use that word, then obviously that's going to that's hurtful, and that's something that the Bible teaches against. Or if I've baptized people, or people have been baptized and they've come out of the water and go, man, God is effing awesome, and it's like, okay, that I can see that may be offensive to somebody
Yeah.
out in the crowd, but it's not like he meant anything bad by it. So I'm like, people, we need to grow up. We kind of get over our little what sentimentalities, the things that really cause us offense, and get to a place to where we're focused and fixated on understanding where people are coming from, rather than trying to judge what they're saying, because that's such an external thing,
Yeah.
versus actually having a relationship to be able to discern whether or not they mean harm by it or not. And people
Yeah.
sometimes don't care. They would rather feel like they're on a pedestal, that able to look down on people, rather than be on somebody's
Yeah.
level and talk to them. So that's probably the most popular one that we've ever done. That's definitely the one I got the most feedback on and the most gripes about, because yeah, I'm not, I didn't want to shy away from the harder subjects. We talked about things like identity, homosexuality. We've talked about transsexualism.
Yeah.
We've talked about where do we fit in that dynamic, and practically, not religiously, but practically, how do we fit in that dynamic? We talked about you know uh, sex trafficking. We've talked about monetary things. We've talked, well, I mean, it's just pretty much anything that practically could fit into the lifestyle of culture right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I wanted to make it something that was more practical than religious. It's
Yeah. And a little bit more relevant to the time.
yeah, well, more, yeah, definitely more relevant and practical.
Yeah.
That's that's what we stand for here at Crossroads. Is real. We want to be real. So that's what translated into the PT podcast, was like, I don't want to fake my way through this.
No.
Let's just bring who we are. And
You've always been a very real person. Probably one of the most real people I know.
well, thank you, Bart.
That's
Thank
all
you.
that time I spend online. So I do pay attention,
Okay.
at least somewhat on the weekends, but I'm half napping.
Yeah, I understand. No problem. Me
Um,
too. When I'm preaching, I'm half napping, right?
You do it well.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I remember that you had said that you have published a book, where it's about to come out.
Yeah, it's about to come out on Monday. I wrote my first book. It's called Strongholds. I have one here.
Cool. Hey, imagine that.
Yes, this is the proof copy actually, because since it has not been released, nobody could get their hands on it yet until Monday. But this is it's called Strongholds, the Tower That Saves and the Forts That Fail. And you see right here it says not for resale.
Yes, I see
Because it's
that.
a proof copy. Yeah. So that, Amazon, they send these out just to, I guess, so you can see if any of the margins were infringed on or whatnot. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is a labor of love, man. I've been working on this thing for, it's only 134 pages, so you think it would take a lifetime to write. It's not like a treatise or anything. But again, coming from a practical standpoint, I've heard all my life, this whole strongholds mentality. People talk about strongholds in your mind, strongholds in your spirit, that kind of stuff. And I was always tune out because it's some of the most flakiest, um, mumbo jumbo that you hear is when they start talking about this
Yeah.
stuff. And so I'm like, how do I come at it from more of a practical standpoint?
I want to talk about this some more,
Okay.
but we're running out of time on this podcast.
Imagine
so,
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got a time limit. I mean, it's not like yours going what, 2.5
2.5 hours. That's right. Yeah.
So
Sometimes. Yeah.
if you're up for it, I'll bring you back on. We'll talk a little bit more about your book next week,
Okay. Well, it sounds like a plan.
or next podcast. I don't know.
The
if
next
it'll be next
podcast,
week.
yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
get in the DeLorean and go,
Yeah.
to the future. Where's Dot?
Absolutely. Well, it was great having you on. Thank you for being on the Skaldcast.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Hear the story spin.